Just a quick video here regarding smoke detectors. I was looking around trying to find the right video to find out if these were compatible. We've been in this house for about 10 years now, and one of these started chirping, so I replaced the battery. This was a few months ago. Then another one started chirping. So as I was looking up, people were saying that if you do have to replace one battery, you might as well replace them all. Normally you have kind of like one that's kind of like, I guess, your command center. In our particular house, we have 6 of them. And these are both smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. And they also have a voice alert. So they'll actually notify me as to what it's sensing. I did replace all the batteries, but we're still having issues. Again, yeah, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, they all start going off. So I thought, okay, looked it up and found out that the builder, when they installed these, they didn't actually put a replace by. They didn't specify the date here. However, from what my understanding is these should be replaced every 10 years. So I went to Home Depot and I was taking a look at these, and these are pretty pricey. This particular model, because it is a wired, again, it's a smoke and carbon monoxide detector, and it's also has voice alerts. They're pretty pricey. I want to say it's roughly about about $100 at Home Depot each. So that's kind of expensive, but I did now put up a link there in the description. But I did find a pair of the new model for this company on Amazon. Wasn't too bad. It was $89, currently on sale. Today's March 2025, and it comes with a 2-pack for $89. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. Again, we have 6, so I bought 3 of these, and I'm about to install the last 2, but so far so good. You do have to, in this, because this is an older model, the connector is different, and I'll show you once I open this up. Connector is different. So the wiring, the house is already pre-wired, obviously. So I just have to remove these. Now, I did kind of come prepared, had some wire strippers and some electrical tape, but in reality, I did bring a Sharpie because I'm going to actually mark them down this time around. But in reality, since it's already pre-wired, this is already in place with the current wiring. So once I remove this, go ahead and replace with the new wiring. I'll open this up now so you can see what I'm talking about. And this is also, again, the new model. It's smoke, carbon monoxide alarm, and again, it also has voice alerts. And yeah, so far so good. And it also already comes with a battery backup. So those batteries are already in there. These particular models come with 2 AA batteries. The older models came with these. And and that's another thing too. When you dispose of these batteries, since I had replaced these, I'm going to keep these. But even when you store these to prevent a fire, you want to put electrical tape or some sort of tape to cover these connectors, because these, believe it or not, sometimes people store them, and this itself creates a fire. So you really want to be careful when you store these. All right, let's open this up. All right, so as I mentioned, this particular option here comes with 2. And these are the 2. I already removed this one out of the package. But it comes beautifully packaged. And it also comes with a protector. That's in case the house is being built and there's still construction going on. So it's to protect the smoke detector. Obviously, it won't work with this protector on, but it's just to prevent any dust going in there during construction. But once it's removed, this is what it looks like. And I'll flip that around. And obviously, before you get it started, you have to pull this out. Once you pull it out, which you'll see right now, let's go ahead and do that. All right, here's the batteries. Yep, so once you get that going, and then the wiring, this is the new wire. As you notice, the connector is different than the old style. This is the old one. Obviously, the old one comes with this base, but because it's the same brand, the new one fits. However, I'm going to go ahead and just replace it. You don't have to remove the screws off the ceiling, you just simply have to loosen up the screws, and once you loosen them up, you just twist it and it comes out. And I'll show you here in a little bit. But here's the new one. And then obviously once it's in the ceiling, you put this on, you twist it on with the side grooves that you have right there. And this is where I'm gonna go ahead and put today's date. Just a month and year's fine, and replace by same thing 10 years later. And just quick, when I pulled the tab, it flipped the battery around, so I'll just kind of let you know. This is just to let you know that the batteries are good. And as I mentioned, it comes with the two AA batteries, and I believe these are rated to last you 10 years as well. But once you put it on, it should make a sound just to confirm that you have a good battery. And that's that. And this is what it looks like once it's already installed. And you'll see that there's a green light just notifying you that all the wiring is connected correctly, and these should be communicating with all the ones that are wired. And I'll show you what that looks like once you want to test it out and make sure that they're all going off when you push that button. All right, let's get to it. And this is the pre-existing wiring. So as you see, this is the old connector. Here and it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, the white goes with the white, the black goes with the black, and the red goes with the red. And I'll have to grab the new connector here so I could show you the difference. But I'm going to go ahead and start removing this. I did go over to the side of the house on the breaker, found out which for the smoke alarm, so I went ahead and switched that. That way you don't accidentally shock yourself. It's low current, but still, you never know. But I'm still careful, obviously, when I'm removing this. I just remove one at a time, and then I add the new one. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch this out, and well, let's just show you kind of what this looks like. I'm trying to do this with one hand. So once you remove this, you'll see the wiring is twisted on there. So you just go around and take the old out. There you go, simple as that. And then once you twist the new one on, same thing, you're just gonna line it up, and you'll just put this in and just twist righty-tighty. And then as you're twisting it, there's actually, probably can't see with the lighting in there, but there's a thin piece of metal in there that actually creates the connection. So that's the way it will work. So let's go ahead and switch that out. So here's the new. This is what I got going on so far. I already put on the white and the black. The red comes a little extra safety precaution. It actually comes with a little rubber protector, so you got to remove that in order to put this one on. All right, once you have them all connected, then you want to stuff these in there. Just be careful and make sure nothing touches inside there in terms of the wire, and make sure these don't come loose. Just kind of stuff them in there, kind of get them out of the way. Just like so. And the housing wiring, it's pretty rough copper wiring there. And then this is just going to kind of dangle right in the middle. And again, as I mentioned, the base, here's the new base. And you're just gonna line that up with the screws that are already there. As I mentioned, we just loosened them up. And give it a twist, like so. And you got these grooves in there for the screws. And all I'm going to do is just tighten them up. Again, there is no need to remove them. I got to loosen that back up. That way this side lines up. There you go. There you go. Just nice and snug, nothing crazy. Obviously it's plastic, you don't want to break it. So there, now you got the new connector. I'll go ahead and plug that in now. Okay, as you notice, once I plugged it in and lined it up there with the base, the light greened up. So we're set to go. I got one more to go, and then we'll test them out. All right, so this is the last one I'm going to be removing here. So if you ever just need to replace the battery on the old one, ones, you just slide that open, pull the battery out, and replace it, and that's it. To remove this is very easy. Just twist it off and it comes down. And there's the wiring. As you see, there's the connector. This particular model, you just have to squeeze right there and pull it out. And then I'll pull this down afterwards. I'll show you. Okay, and again, there's the connector. Went ahead and just squeezed them, pulled it out. That's what it looks like. And as you see, this is the old base. All I need to do is just loosen up the screws, just enough to be able to slide it off. And you'll see how easy that is. Just twist off like that, line it up with the holes, and just bring it out. Once that comes out, again, as I mentioned, pull out the old wiring from the ceiling, and you just take your time. You don't want to yank. Let's line this up here. There you go. And one more. There you go. So now that I have this here, I'm going to go ahead and remove this old wiring and replace it with the new. There we go. And when you go to install these, install them from the side here. When you go to twist it on, don't grab it from the front. But yeah, they're all installed now. Let's give it a try. Yep. You hear them all? There you go. They're all working. Nice. And one more thing before I go, make sure you just dispose of these properly. You could just throw these out. They're no good anymore. But most importantly is your battery, disposing of them properly. And this is what I do. These are fairly new, so when I store them, I always put some electrical tape on top. And of course, it also comes with instructions, but if you're anything like me, a video like this is very helpful. I'm not a professional at this. Please do your own research, but I thought I would share this because I couldn't find a proper step-by-step instructional video, so I figured I'd put something together. Great product, and I would definitely stay on top of this. In my opinion, a few years ago, we had a company over, and I worked nights and I was sleeping during the day, and the smoke alarm started going off saying there's carbon monoxide. Looked around, you definitely smell something. Ends up being that this individual had left the stove on just slightly, didn't completely shut it off. So there was definitely gas. A carbon monoxide detector did its job. And I mean, I probably would have never woken up if it wasn't for these alarms. So my recommendation, definitely stay on top of these and make sure they're fully functional. Test them out. They say weekly, but I think once a month is probably sufficient. Again, just push that button, and just as you saw earlier, just make sure that they're all functioning. And that's it. I hope this video is helpful. If you guys like this kind of stuff, normally all my stuff is all off-road and some mechanical stuff. I'm not a mechanic either, but hey, I'm just a regular guy here sharing my experience, and some of this stuff we could do ourselves, save ourselves some money, and use that money for something fun instead of paying someone a lot of money to come and replace these when you could just do it yourself. All right, hope this is helpful. You guys be safe out there. Peace.